Next time on Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta is a savage as he punches an innocent little girl in the face. Don't worry though, because Arale is an android from the Dr. Slump manga. She is so strong, she forces Goku to turn Super Saiyan Blue. Even Vegeta was no match for her. Arale versus Goku, the Earth splits in half. Subscribe to Anime Live Reactions for more English dubs. Be the first to learn about breaking news, anime leaks, fan dubs, and in-depth analysis videos. Subscribe to Anime Live Reactions and enable notifications. Hashtag Notification Squad.
Everyone keeps asking me, is there a time skip in Dragon Ball Super? Is Kid Trunks a little bit older? And I looked at all the evidence, and let me tell you guys, after looking at the evidence, I came to one conclusion. And that is, I believe episode 69 is gonna be a time skip in Dragon Ball Super. I'm gonna show you the evidence, guys. You guys are gonna be blown away. But before we begin, I want to give a shout out to my good friend John Bailey, the epic voice guy who does the English dubs for Dragon Ball Super on our YouTube channel.
And washing, waving, gloves, gang signs, crushed hands, broken hands, hands getting operated on.
This guy is hilarious. I'm gonna have a link in the description below and in the comment section where you guys can watch the full review of Doctor Strange from my good friend John Bailey. Make sure you guys subscribe to his YouTube channel. Alright guys, the time skip. So first of all, people have been wondering, is this an animation mistake or a time skip? And I can understand that you think this is an animation mistake, but here's the problem. The problem is, this needs to go through the supervising team from the animation team, and for them to, they would have noticed that, wait a second, Kid Trunks looks a little bit older. Maybe we shouldn't have this shot on the preview. But here's the thing, out of all the shots of Kid Trunks from that episode, they decided to specifically put this shot in the preview, this shot of him looking a little bit older. So I don't think it has to do anything with the suit or an animation mistake. I think this was done on purpose to give us a hint. But okay, Obai Senpai, you may have a point there, Obai Senpai, but that's not enough evidence. Give us more evidence. Alright, I'm gonna give you more evidence. Take a look at this shot. Why is Beerus here? Well, let me tell you, in order for Beerus to be back, there needs to have been some sort of time distance or a time skip, and this is our biggest proof that there is indeed a time skip. And I don't know why he's pissed off, I don't know, but for Beerus to be back, there needs to be a time skip. Guys, remember, this was specifically chosen to be in the preview. This was like 1 second out of the whole preview. Now, it seemed random, but the fact that they put this on purpose is telling us that they're hinting to us that there is a time skip. Now, I don't know how long of a time skip there is. I'm assuming it's gonna be a few months, and I'm assuming that the time skip is going to surpass the ending of Dragon Ball Z. Now, that is just an assumption and a theory, but we're gonna find out exactly how long the time skip is, if there is indeed a time skip. Now, let's continue. This girl, her name is Arale, and you may remember her from episode 43 when we first saw Goku teleporting and he ran into her, except he didn't recognize her back then. And this little thing right here, that is just a poop. Don't worry about it. I mean, she was poking at it and now she has it on her stick. Moving on. So here's the synopsis that we have thanks to the translation by Herms. Dr. Mashirito gives Arale-chan a drug that makes her urge to play run out of control. Vegeta steps in to stop her and she ends up squaring off against him and also Goku, who she hasn't seen in ages. So here's a few things that we learn about this. First of all, it seems like Vegeta is the first character to see her in this episode. So he punched her in the face. Maybe he realizes that she's a little bit crazy, but he doesn't realize that she's an android. And it seems to me that Goku doesn't even remember her, because right now they're both freaking out. Oh my god, we just killed the little girl, what are we gonna do? And then in the next shot, you can see that they are freaking out that she's still alive. They don't realize that she's an android, and I don't think Goku realizes this or remembers meeting her. So we're gonna find out, but I really don't think he remembers. Now, Arale is actually very, very powerful. She's able to punch Vegeta into the sky, and she's so powerful that Goku needs to go Super Saiyan Blue in order to stop her. It's not so much that he needs to defeat her, he just needs to stop her, control her, because she's going a little bit cuckoo, alright? Now, here is some more information that we have. Bulma, okay, here we go. Arale-chan makes a surprise appearance in Dragon Ball Super. So the fact that, okay, here's an interesting piece of information. the fact that they say she makes a surprise appearance in the world of Dragon Ball Super, it is reminding us that the Dr. Slump or Arale, she is not part of the Dragon Ball universe. Okay, yes, she is in this episode and she was in Dragon Ball, but technically her universe or her reality is separate. It's a separate reality from that of Dragon Ball. So I don't think she's going to be a recurring character. I think this episode is more fan service for the Dr. Slump fans. But I don't think, based on the wording, the fact that they said the world of Dragon Ball Super almost makes it seem like she comes from a different world, which in fact she is from a different world. It's not the same continuity. But anyways, they're gonna make it work here. But also we learned that Bulma is attending the World Invention Award, and I believe Bulma is doing a presentation. But let's continue. Now, Mr. Satan this week, he's at the event as the presenter. Mr. Satan has been hired as the presenter for the World Invention Award, but things got out of control as Arale-chan and co start rampaging around the assembly hall, and that's how he gets punched out of the way because it's a huge mess. Now, this character right here, we have more information. Here we go. From Anime News Network. This episode will center around an event called the World Invention Award, which honors the best innovations in the world. Now, that is why he is here. He's a creator. One of the greatest scientists in the world is this guy right here, including Bulma. Gathered for the ceremony, Goku is working part-time as a security guard for the event. So another reason why I think there is a time skip. But anyways, Mr. Satan is presenting the award. The award goes to Senbei Norimaki, which, by the way, you can just call him Dr. Slump. It's gonna be much easier for you if you don't know who he is. But anyways, of Penguin Town. And as Norimaki is presenting the invention, Dr. Mashirito attacks. Dr. Mashirito is the antagonist, and he's also the guy who drugged or gave a drug to Arale. But I also think that he gave a drug to Gatchan, but I'll explain in a second. Frustrated that he was not invited to the ceremony, he attempts to the proceedings, and for some reason, Arale and Gatchan are at his side, and I think that has to do with the drugs. Anyways, if you want to know more information on who this character is, I highly recommend you watch Dragon Ball episode 55, 56, and 57. 55 is when we go to the Penguin Village and we really see more information on the cookie world and the craziness of Dr. Slump and how that plays a role into Dragon Ball. But episode 56 and 57 is when we see Gatchan, Arale, and the other characters from Dr. Slump manga and the anime. So I highly recommend you guys watch those 3 episodes. You're gonna be more informed as to what's going on in episode 69. Now this character right here, he is just one of the inventions of Dr. Slump. He does a lot of inventions, but this character is not an invention. That is Gatchan. Normally there's 2 of them, Gatchan 1 and 2. But anyways, they were sent, or Gatchan was sent by the gods or by God to come down to Earth, and the Gatchan hatched from an egg. Now we don't know whether Gatchan is a man or a female, so we're just gonna say other in the meantime. And Gatchan is able to replicate or copy itself into Gatchan 1 and 2. Now I want to clarify. When they talk about the god that sent Gatchan to our world, they're not referring to the same god of Dragon Ball Super. They're not referring to the Omni King or King Kai or anything like that, because remember, these characters come from a different reality, a different continuity. They don't come from Dragon Ball, even though they're being put into this episode. So the god of that reality is a different god from that of our reality, the one from Dragon Ball Super, the Dragon Ball multiverse. Just to clarify. So I highly recommend you guys watch those episodes, and overall this is gonna be a very fun episode. I don't think it's gonna have much significance to the main plot of Dragon Ball Super or even to the next arc, but I do think that this time skip that might possibly happen, and the fact that they're giving us a lot of fan service on Dr. Slump, I'm just so freaking excited, man. This is gonna be such a fun episode. It's gonna be hilarious, trust me. The comedy here is gonna be gold. But I also want to say this. A lot of people have been saying that you guys haven't been receiving my subscription. Oh, you guys haven't been seeing me in the subscription feed. And the reason for that is that YouTube is doing a huge update for YouTubers right now. And whenever they do a huge update, it messes with the subscription feed. So I keep telling you over and over and over, guys, enable notifications on my YouTube channel so that you will never miss any of the videos. If you don't enable notifications, you're going to miss out on some of the videos, especially when there's updates. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I want you guys to make sure you guys watch my Code Geass Season 3 announcement. It has been confirmed, it is coming. And I also want you guys to watch the School Rumble sequel that was announced. It's gonna be an amazing sequel. 2017 is gonna be an amazing year. I'm telling you, it's gonna be awesome.